Looking forward to what's coming next? Hit the link for all the best games releasing this August. The releases are ramping up, with seemingly more and more games coming each month, so it can be hard to keep up. Luckily, we've been keeping an eye on all the upcoming games so you don't have to. There are fast-paced shooters, multiple time loops, charming indies, and tons more coming in just a few weeks. Before we get into the games though, make sure to subscribe to Logitech G to keep up to date with all our releases, such as the G335 headset for a minty fresh summer setup. Okay then, let's see what's coming up in August. Hi. A strategy shooter set within a time loop? Okay, yes, it sounds like there's a lot going on here, but once you grasp the concept, Lemnis has a whole lot of fun to offer. Basically, players take it in turns playing the same 25 seconds. So one person will run around and complete objectives in that time, but during those seconds, another person is watching every move and can therefore plan their next attack accordingly, and so on and so forth, each taking turns trying to outdo the other. It's basically frantic chess with grenades. We didn't know how much we needed that until now.
But if we are to survive, first, we must go back.
You've heard of massively multiplayer online games, but there's also a tiny multiplayer game coming in the form of Book of Travels. It's something more peaceful, full of exploration and discovery. Set in a fairy tale world, you'll wander the braided shore mostly alone, but sometimes another player will pop up in your world. It won't happen all the time, hence the tiny part, but other people will be out there. You can choose to ignore them or work together to face the folkloric creatures and venture to new places.
We lend each other strength.
There's no set goal or world in peril, instead you must seek your own story and enjoy the moment. So ready your pack, grab your hat and set off into the unknown.
We are never truly alone.
Battle Royale meets Melee in NAKARA BLADEPOINT, coming on August 12th. It's going to be hectic facing off in such close quarters, but there's that fighting game style of reading what your opponent is doing and countering their moves.
I'm a great shot.
You can also zip around the detailed world on all levels thanks to the grappling mechanic, hide in trees, leap onto your opponents from above. Basically, use the world to your advantage. And also to have fun floating around in the air. Each hero brings something different to the fight with some seriously fun looking ultimates. We are dying to turn into a multi-armed mythical beast. Set in a cyberpunk future, FORECLOSED is about escaping a city before your identity can be auctioned off.
My identity has been foreclosed.
You can tell pretty much instantly that it takes inspiration from comics. Your action will sometimes be split into panels, text comes up in boxes, and the art looks like it came straight from the page. It's not going to be an easy escape being cut off from the city's blockchain, but luckily you have a full arsenal of futuristic weapons, from augmented guns to telekinetic powers through the sci-fi magic of brain implants. They're probably a bad idea, but throwing massive bins at people with our minds kind of has us keen to open up our skulls now.
Your implants are not exactly compliant.
Come August 17th, it's finally time to rule history with the highly anticipated Humankind. Well, not only rule, but rewrite. Humankind is strategy on an epic, century-spanning scale, as you dictate every step of humanity from great battles, to lasting culture, to the foundation of the future.
It all started way back to basics.
Start in the Neolithic pre-Bronze Age and see where you end up. The best part is that you can pick and choose your favourite bits of history. You can be any of the civilizations that have come before. The Mayans to the Mongols, the Egyptians to the Norsemen. You can lead anyone you wish. Let's bring some Vikings to the pyramids. Sorry archaeologists, it's our story now.
So yeah, I would say I left my mark on Humankind, and I'm just getting started.
Get your detective hat on for August 19th as 12 Minutes is coming to PC. This is a narrative mystery game. You're stuck in a tiny apartment playing over the same 12 minutes again and again until you can work out what's going on. As if that wasn't enough, this interactive thriller also features Willem Dafoe, James McAvoy and Daisy Ridley. The plot sees you all set for a romantic evening with your wife when a police detective breaks into your house, accuses your wife of murder and kills you. It then resets to the same night just as you get home from work, ready to start it all over again. Netflix and Save Your Wife's Life doesn't quite have the same ring, does it?
Look, I know this sounds weird, but the day's repeating itself.
What do you mean, repeating itself?
The highly anticipated Pixar-esque action-adventure is finally coming. On August 24th, we can become a spirit guide and help restless ghosts find their way to the other side with keener Bridge of Spirits. We'll be exploring the fantastical world, fighting angry souls, and solving puzzles with the cutest thing to exist in maybe all video games, the rod. With a staff, bow, and magic at our fingertips, anything is possible. It looks to have challenging fights and a heartbreaking story, so we'll be spending all summer outdoors. Outdoors in Keena's world, anyway.
One of Tara's memories. I should see where it leads me.
We've done our time creeping about the Sevastopol in Alien Isolation, but now it's time to head in with guns blazing to enact our revenge with Alien Fireteam Elite. Rather than facing one xenomorph, we're infiltrating an entire hive. Every weird and angry creature from our nightmares is coming at us full force. Luckily, you're not going it alone, as Fireteam is cooperative. You'll be playing with friends or AI teammates in different classes to blast alien guts everywhere. Be a tank with the gun up front, keep everyone standing as a medic, or call in drones to aid combat. All useful skills, but nothing compared to the strength to just keep going when those xenomorphs show up. Does anyone mind if we just hide in this locker?
There are some places in the universe you don't fight alone.
The platformer that looks like it was taken straight from a Studio Ghibli film is nearly here, as Hoa is set to release on August 24th. All the art is hand-painted and absolutely breathtaking. It's a peaceful platformer in a calming world where you're nearly as small as a bug. It looks like you'll be taking life at a snail's pace too, jumping from leaf to leaf, enjoying your surroundings rather than rushing to the next objective. It's not just aesthetically pleasing, the mix of realistic nature with whimsical creatures and magic are everything we could ask for in a fantasy world. This is a chance to rediscover that childlike sense of wonder, but this time we don't have biscuit crumbs all over the keyboard. Okay, only a few. It's only been a decade of waiting, but Psychonauts is coming to PC August 25th. It's mere weeks before we can jump back into mind-hopping and brain-altering adventures. We're back as Rasputin once again, but this time as a member of the International Psychic Super Spies, ready to solve some mysteries at headquarters.
This 10-year-old circus runaway was somehow allowed to join an international group of psychic super spies.
It'll take us through even wackier worlds, all colourful, terrifying, and totally weird. It looks like everything we could want from a sequel to a cartoon game about opening doors into people's brains. Ready to dive in? Just remember to be open-minded.
Probably been a long time since you've had a visitor.
New World is our spooky summer holiday as we take a trip to the supernatural island of Eternum come August 31st. This is Amazon's MMORPG, set in fantasy 1600s, so a mix of cannons, magic, and a whole lot of weapons. There are dangerous dungeon crawls to be had, factions to join, PvP outpost battles, or fishing, foraging, and foraging. New World looks to be whatever you want to make of it. There are no classes either, so you can adapt skills or weapons as you please. You really are just a shipwreck survivor ready to carve their own destiny. Avast, me hearties! Let's set a course for adventure.
For centuries, many have come in search of its power, only to fall to its corruption.
So those are the games to look forward to in August. Let us know what you've got marked on the calendar in the comments below. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe to Logitech G, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another video. We're going to count down the days now. Catch you in the next one.
I'm living the same chunk of time over and over again.
Uh-huh.